Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is our Magnification Call for November 29th, and we are excited to have Mr. Richard Paul Evans with us, coming to us from Timepiece Ranch down in southern Utah. Thanks, Rick, for joining us. Take it away.
And I'm wearing my Woodstock t-shirt. Did anyone go to Woodstock? No one?
A little before my time.
A little before, yeah, way before your time. I was speaking in Dayton, Ohio, and they put me in front of a fireplace. So I was wearing a coat, and I don't do well with heat. And so I had to take my coat off, and I had completely drenched my shirt underneath. So I got this at a bookstore. I don't know. I felt compelled to share that story with you.
I had a cousin that was there.
You had a what that was there?
I had a cousin that went to Woodstock, and I stayed in California.
Mm.
Yeah, he was stoned ever since.
He never came out of it. So how did you do last week with the assignment, with the gratitude?
Are you talking to me?
Everyone, yeah. How did you do?
I did amazing. I do my gratitudes every morning and every night anyway. And I shared it with many this week. So
thank you. Diane had one of her responses was, if I realize that my gratitudes are all tied in with each other because I'm living the kingdoms correctly. And so I did feel a little bit like Monday, that I felt like my source was yanking my chain to just see if I would give gratitude for the challenges, like I told you to. And so I had to back off and say, okay, today's going to be not going to be a day that's going to go quite the way I want. But that's exactly what I want to talk about today. And I have some cool things to share. See my new book? Anyone read it? Yeah. Do you like it?
Yep.
It's killing it. It's doing really well. Here's one of the quotes from it. Dear Noel, life is difficult. The sooner we accept this, the sooner we can get on living it. Be grateful for your challenges. Without great mountains, we cannot reach great heights. And we were born to reach great heights. Never give up on your dreams. Too many in this world stop at speed bumps, mistaking them for walls. Most obstacles are just stepping stones on the path to success, and failure is merely a temporary space on the game board of life waiting for the next roll of the dice. Okay. Thanks, Murray. This is key. The concept that life is difficult. It's like, okay, so get on with it, accept it. Pandemic is difficult, right? Accept it, get on with it. So there's this level of mental health that is really beautiful, that people can be put into really challenging situations. And what they do is actually they look for the adventure in all of it. This is the kind of person that's waiting for the apocalypse and the zombie apocalypse because living the Walking Dead sounds exciting. To get this kind of mindset, it's like, hey, whatever life throws, I'm going to be that guy or that gal that's going to make something of it. It's a powerful way to live, but it's a very healthy way to live. If the other side of that is to live on a level of, I'm going to try to control everything. And we know how that works, right? We can't control, and we get frustrated and we hurt, and then we start to feel like we've been deprived, as if we were supposed to be able to control life. But what we can do is we can control our kingdoms. So I want you to understand the difference. Those who try to control Kingdom 5, who think that they actually have that kind of power to actually control it, are really deceiving themselves. Okay, it doesn't work that way. But to control our kingdoms and to find joy within our kingdoms is completely within our grasp. And this is where I have found myself. I have actually found myself in this place where I have actually am grateful for so many things that this pandemic has brought. And it's like, and if that sounds very insensitive, and for those who have suffered from the illness, and I have lost 2 friends who have actually died from COVID now. At first, I didn't know anyone, and now it's all around me, and I especially am afraid for those in the healthcare profession, But I also see that death has always been part of the game. It's part of the deal. You know, we came here with a round trip ticket, and the other ticket is always in our back pocket, always. So I hope I'm not like waking you up. It's like you will die. The question is, how will you live in the meantime? What will you make of this experience? Well, let's take this pandemic as a miniature microcosm of that experience, and what are we going to do with it? Last night, was anyone on my call last night? Yeah, I saw you there. That was nice. What I did is I thought, okay, I'm kind of bored tonight. I'm at the ranch, and I'm just going to go on, and I'm going to call it Sojourning on Social Media, and just start talking. You know how many people showed up? Any guests? Alan Smith, how many do you think showed up? Alan, where did you go on my?
I'm gonna say, I'm right here.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm at on your screen.
You're in the middle right now. You moved. Okay.
I don't know, I'm gonna guess 25.
25 people? Try 25,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. The comments and things, fortunately, Diane had her phone out because they were moving so quickly. I couldn't read them as they were going up. So it's like that didn't happen pre-COVID. The other thing, it's like this has presented some opportunities. And please, if it sounds awful, except for mental health, I'm having a ball. Like I'm getting up earlier and early in the morning because I want the day to start, and I'm staying up too late because I don't want it to end. It's like the opportunities. I have so many things I'm looking forward to that just keep coming. It's like, wait a second, this was supposed to be an awful time, but it's not an awful time. It's an amazing time. And it's a time that I'm learning how to exercise power for good. Alan knows that when we took back the Christmas box house, that I went in and I was kind of like Jesus kicking over the tables and casting out the, I almost said the swine. We went in, we took it over. And you know what? Last year in November, we had a total of 30 donors on our just online site. So far in November, so far this month, we've had, oh my gosh, what is it, 168. Basically, everything we're doing is about 5 times what it was. It does include, we brought in almost $200,000. I think I brought that in the last 8 weeks. Okay, the times have opened up these opportunities. I'm starting to talk to other people who are running charities, and 1 or 2 things are happening. One, they're dying, or other, they're having their best year ever. Well, this is one of the blessings that's come from this experience. It's almost as if we've been forced into a situation where we have to become very introspective. Okay, when you're sitting around at home a lot, you become introspective. When your connection is like this, and so people are really hungry to belong to something. And this has actually turned into something really amazing. So I realized that this isn't the time of becoming small, it's a time of actual growth. So this, as I just read to you in my book, that mountains will either crush us or they'll lift us, depending on which side of the mountain and how much work we want to put into it. This is exactly right. Years ago, I was doing I was actually doing some billboards for a radio station. And I thought, I'm going to take each of their hosts and I'm going to take a body part. So like Dan knows what you want to hear. Mark's silver tongue, and so I show his tongue. So I took these body parts of each of these well-known radio celebrities. Well, it's going fine until I go to shoot Mark, and we ask him to stick out his tongue, and we find out he doesn't have one. Well, he has one. It doesn't extend past his mouth. It's like, how could you not have a tongue? And it's the beauty of it is it's exactly why he is who he is. When he was little, he decided to chew on a power cord. Usually something that dogs do, right? So he chews on a power cord. It completely fries his tongue to the point that they have to amputate it. Okay. Now he can't speak. So he speaks that kids are making fun of him. That people are having trouble understanding him. So his parents enroll him in speech therapy. And he goes in a very intense way. And what happens? He becomes good at it. In fact, he becomes so good at it that he becomes a local famous radio show host. Okay, Mark Van Wagenen. He also is up for a role with Disney to be one of their head MCs. And it's like, that's what happened. So this is what I came up with. Challenges. Okay, you might want to write this down because this is interesting. You're looking at it. Challenges create focus. Okay. Challenges create focus. Michelle, Duenas Clavel, is this making sense to you?
It sure is.
I'm always happy to see you. You always just make me happy. I don't know why.
I'm happy to see you too.
Okay, so our challenges create focus. Then that focus creates attention, or I should say a physical attention, like an application. All right. So all of a sudden I'm focused on something because something's missing or something hurts. That's why we don't make big changes. Let's say, for instance, you're in an abusive relationship, right? That's the challenge. It suddenly creates focus. Your focus is on trying to survive. That survive creates application. Hopefully. Okay, that's where it should. That's what can happen. That's what happened with Mark. All of a sudden, his challenge is he can't speak. The speak creates focus. He's focused on his speech because he's being made fun of. Because life isn't good because he's not like other people. So it creates attention. He puts his attention on this. You've heard of the Olympic stars who were like polio victims. They couldn't walk. So they become some of the fastest runners in the world. How did that happen? It's like, it's not a coincidence how that happened. What happened is most of us walk just fine. So we don't get up thinking about walking every day. All right. And don't take this, please don't take this as any kind of slur, especially racist, but I have a friend who played basketball. And he played basketball and he was on the high school team and he went and he told his dad he was going to be a professional basketball player. His dad goes, no, don't do it. Don't do it. He goes, you'll never succeed. Well, great thing for a dad to say, right? He goes, you won't succeed because you're not black. I goes, what? And he goes, well, what I'm really saying is if you look at the lives of those that are succeeding who are black, they're usually coming from underprivileged situations. At least, that was true 30 years ago. He goes, your life is too good. They're trying to survive. They're trying to build a life. They're trying to build it. It's like, you're going to do fine either way. You don't have the need. Does that make sense? It's like, the truth is, it's like when you are put in that situation, I am so grateful that I was raised with need. I am so grateful that I felt the humiliation of wearing hand-me-down clothes every year and holes in my shoes, okay? I'm grateful for that because I felt the hunger, as Billy Joel calls it. Those people with the hunger are the ones who succeed. Because the other people I knew had money, they were just fine. Life's good. I'm not going to get up an extra hour early. My daughter Allison just went through this. She's in Texas Christian in Fort Worth, Texas, and she's in a doctorate program, and it's kicking her butt. It's totally kicking her butt. Well, the best thing happened to her, and it was traumatic. She failed her first exam. It was traumatic. Trust me, I was on the phone with her. She's sobbing. It's like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm smart enough. I said, if you got in the program, you're smart enough, honey. You are smart enough. All these kids are all straight A students. I don't know if I can keep up. What happened is she realized that she had to up her game to a whole new level. So yes, she's getting up at 4:35 in the morning. Now it sounds insane, but you know what happened? She finished her first year and she went from failing to getting A's on every test. Okay. I am so proud of her. And you guys know I flew down there once. I think we did a call down there. I flew down there to be with her because she needed her daddy. There are times when it's just like, it was hard, but she overcame something that she didn't know she could do. And now all of a sudden she walks with a little more swagger, right? Okay. People can't give that to you. They can't give it to you. You have to have that hunger somewhere. That hunger has to come from something. So if you're feeling this hunger right now, this is a great opportunity to become more. So, I mean, it was funny because Diane said, you know, Rick, when you decided to take the Christmas box house back, you were down here. And she said, you were spitting mad. You were so mad that the director had again disobeyed you. And you finally said, enough is enough. Well, that's what it took to wake me up. This is a chance to be woken. So I want you to think about this in a real way. What challenges are you facing in your life? Okay. Is it creating focus? Now, are you taking that focus? You can take that focus and turn it to victimhood, or you can turn it to application. That's where the rubber hits the road. It's that decision point right there. Which way am I going to go? Well, I'm just sad my life sucks. Or do you actually turn it into something powerful? This is, again, exactly where I find myself right now. And frankly, I'm having a ball. This week, I have 3 really cool things, and I invite you to join this community. I invite you to join it. Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, right? Monday is what? Cyber Monday, is that what they call it? We had Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. Join us. Last year, they raised $2,000 on Giving Tuesday, the Christmas box. We already have a $5,000 matching donation for anyone who comes in. We're already at about $500 on it already, and we haven't even hit Monday yet. So, but I want to invite you to join me on that, to come in, and I'm going to put a link on here right now. But this is just one of the events that we have. Saturday, we can't do our gala. We had a small gala and it was pulling teeth to get the staff to do it. And but our new staff is all about it. It's like, and they feel restricted. And they said, well, let's just go online. They've created a whole online platform. And then we got the piano guys who are going to debut a brand new song, which is a pretty big deal for them. They usually have several million people when they debut it. So they're going to debut it on our platform. And then we have Paul Cardall, who has more than 11 Billboard hits. And they volunteered to come on our show. So we're actually going to put on a show. We call it an evening of gratitude. And one of the best things, thanks, Robbie. One of the best things that I've seen, some of it's taped, a lot of it's live. You'll be in my home live. But one of the really cool things is we have a young woman who is a Christmas Box House alumni. And she talks about growing up with drug addict parents and the abuse. And finally, after begging the police to take her, they wouldn't believe her. And she talks about how easy it was for her parents to manipulate the police. And finally, she came to the Christmas Box House. And she's very honest about the experience. And what she talks about is pretty amazing. So it's going to be a really cool show. And that's on Saturday night and then Sunday night. So next Sunday, we're not going to be doing this. I want to invite you to something really special. Next Sunday, we are taking the angel statues ceremony and going online with it. And if you've seen online, we already have more than 700 RSVPs and we haven't started promoting it yet. So there could be 100,000 views on it, but I'd love for you to join me on this. And this is the angel statues. If you know, well, the Christmas box is a story of a woman who's lost a child. The Christmas box is about the pain over losing that someone has over losing a child, and about the beauty of childhood. And it is based around the statue. Well, the statue existed, but it was destroyed in the floods in the Salt Lake Cemetery. So when I first wrote the book, I took my first profits and I rebuilt the statue. Well, what happened is the statue became a Mecca. tens of thousands of people came from around the world to see it, hundreds of thousands. Well, then people start asking for statues in their communities. There are now, guess how many statues there are, how many monuments there are around the world? Alan, you're good at it.
How many statues are they?
Yeah, monuments.
I think there's like 150, aren't there?
Exactly. Well done. There's 150 monuments. So if you do the math on that, if 1,000 people went to each one, that'd be 15. All right. That'd be 1.5 million people. They're usually not 1,000 people each one. Some of them do. But so for people who have lost children, this has given them hope. Well, this is cool because for the first time, we're doing it all together. And so that's going to be on a Facebook live feed. You can just go on my page and join with thousands of others. But if you know someone who's lost a child, I invite you to have them come, because it's a night of healing. And so it's for people who have lost children and people who care about people who have lost children. It's about a healing time. This is a time for you right now. We don't know what's going to happen next year. But I'm starting to believe that this pandemic and the timing may be a divine correction, because I'm starting to see incredible blessings that have come from this. And I realize that I can choose hate and anger and frustration, or I can deal with reality as it is. And so if you're looking at this and saying, wait, this isn't fair, this isn't right, it's not what I want, it's not going to do you any good. It's not a healthy way to live. But instead to look at it and say, okay, how can I take this challenge right now and focus it? How many are spending more time with family right now? Okay. How many learned to use Zoom for the first time? It's changed some of our behavior. Marie, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's changed some of our behavior, hasn't it? But what it's done, like I see Bonnie Stambach all the time. I didn't know who she was. Now she's like a buddy. I didn't know who she was before all this. This has opened up doors and opportunities that I did not have before. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm wondering how we'll then adapt when things go back to normal, which is going to be exciting too. And I'm looking forward to. But there's going to be an adaptation there. But I don't think we'll ever go back to normal. For one reason, hopefully we found some things that we like. We found some things that maybe we were off about. So this week, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to seriously think about what your challenges are, and then decide, is it something that you are, is it these challenges that are getting your focus, right? And then what are you doing with that focus? Are you turning it into positive attention, or are you turning it into a victimhood entitlement? And one will lead you into darkness and damnation. And by damnation, I mean the lack of any kind of growth, any kind of development. All right. It will bring more pain. It will create a negative spiral. The other will allow you to overcome, and like my daughter, be strong. And frankly, someday there's going to be someone who my daughter is caring for, and they're going to be really grateful that someone kicked her butt, because a mistake on her part could cost them their life. They're going to be grateful that she was getting up at 5 a.m. And that is the way with our lives right now. So what do you want to accomplish? I got to tell you, taking my organizer, I am filling up pages. I'm printing up my own project sheets. I actually took my week to do, and I had to write in the margins because I filled up the entire side. And it wasn't a sense of, oh, look what I have to do. It's like, oh my gosh, I can do this too. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And I took a sheet of everything I want to do to the ranch next year. And it's like my vision keeps expanding. And along with that, hopefully, will my personal empire, as I take my kingdom and spread out to those I love, and my ability to protect those I love. it just keeps opening up. I can't even, I actually have trouble remembering all the amazing things that are happening. And you'll remember I told you, it was just 6 weeks ago that I felt like I was in trouble. Like I wanted to quit. I'm so grateful I didn't. There was something great to come. So this COVID will end. This pandemic will end. We will have uncertainty in politics for the rest of your life. We are dealing with something new that is a little bit frightening to me. We're dealing with the effects of social media, which is causing polarization of our culture in a way that's never happened before. But I'm also seeing that humans are really amazing at adapting. And as long as we keep things in perspective, I mentioned last night in the call, I said, my wife and I have had fights about politics for the first time in our marriage. In 35 years, we got into fights. And I had to step back and say, wait a second, we're being manipulated. Because the truth is, we both want the same things. We both want the exact same thing. We both care about how people are treated, rich and poor. We both care about opportunity to grow. We both care about service. We both care about security. We both care about our country. I mean, people just need to be reminded that we're on the same team. They've forgotten that. And this is coming because of social media and people playing social media. And if you watch the show Social Dilemma, you'll see they actually started a war in Miramar using social media. There's lines of dead children. Someone started a war using social media. So be aware of that. This is a time that people really need to understand the kingdoms. And we're going to come out this next year in a big way. Millions of people will know about the kingdoms in a way that you know about it right now. So prepare yourself as those missionaries to help and share. But most of all, live it for your own good. Because it works. Truth is truth. And if you don't understand the 5 kingdoms, if your organizer is gone, let us know. Reach out to Michael. Let us know what you need. But it's like, if you look at my page, if you saw behind this computer, I can move around. You see my organizer open with all these pages around it. I would not attempt to live without it right now. And if you are, you're missing something really big. Because this is how I attack my challenges. This is basically, if you guys saw the Dawn Wall, did anyone see that? Or Free Solo? Did you guys see about the guy climbing El Capitan? Wasn't that amazing, Marcy? It was incredible. What I didn't realize is guys don't just get up there and climb. He studied the wall for more than a year. He knew every bump on that mountain. He knew every bump, and if he could hold himself up by his finger on it, every single bump on that mountain. That's living deliberately. He doesn't tackle a mountain. Well, your life is a mountain, and that's what we talk about. Is a mountain going to lift you, or is it going to crush you? Make that decision. Make it this week. Make it tonight. Make it right now. Make the decision. But if you come through this, when it's over and you haven't changed, you've missed an amazing opportunity. If we come through this pandemic and you're still the same person, first of all, you're going to be poorly equipped for a new world. But second, you missed out on an amazing opportunity for growth. Just like those who came through, which really terrified me, those that went through World War II. Talk about terrifying, and the tens of millions of men killed and people killed, civilians. And it's like a scary time, but people did come back strong, and they came back with the realization of what matters. This is that time to wake up. What matters? What do you care about? What causes do you belong to? And who's your tribe? And tribes are within tribes. The greatest tribe we have is our country. And we belong to the same tribe. We just have a lot of infighting right now. So, are you ready for a new week?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Thanks for being here. Big things are happening. We are in negotiation. We are still fighting over the price of the Five Kingdoms book and deciding if we want to go somewhere else for more money or go with someone that we think is better able to get it out there. The one thing that did disturb me about their comment is they felt it was too Christian. Have you ever felt that with the Five Kingdoms, any of you? I go, I have Buddhists and agnostics and involved. It's like I've never.
They're mostly done.
Not personally, but I've had that comment from other people.
That it was too Christian.
Yes.
Where do they get that?
Just from different people that I've run it past. I don't feel that way myself, but I've said it to people and I don't know, some people are just, I don't know why they're turned off by the name or whatever. It doesn't bother me. It's on the back of my car.
By Christian, they took the word kingdom and made this stretch, is what you're saying.
Correct.
But not the actual principle. See, that's just stupidity.
Yeah, it's never been from anybody who's actually gotten involved with the program.
Yeah. Okay. So Michael, I've never seen it. And so for them to see that, I thought that's a little strange. But it is leading back to more and more that we'll probably keep the name. Yeah, I don't, it's at their own peril. And if you're not using it, it's at your own peril. Use it. Use it. Plan your week. Get on it this night. Get on it tonight and plan your week, plan your month. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. Plan December to be the coolest, most amazing month of this year. And that you're going to take all the crap you learned this year and turn it into something powerful. You will be so glad you did. Do it. Do it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be prepared for 2021. And guess what? 2021 is going to get here and suddenly you turn the channel and COVID's all gone and everyone's living happily together. It's not going to happen. All right. We have this little respite, hopefully, because the season. Suck in the joy of it. Find yourself, go into your first kingdom, release the pressure, the anxiety. Find all these things that are terrifying you and write them down and exercise them. Because you're carrying anxiety, you're carrying hurt and pain, and let it go. Find it all, let it go, and say, okay, too much of Kingdom 5 has contaminated my first kingdom. Any part of Kingdom 5 in your first kingdom is contamination. And live correctly, and then say, what do I want to happen? What are the opportunities that I'm going to have here that I can't have otherwise? Do it. Be a source of light. Lift others this season. Grumbling, complaining, posting mean memes, divisive activities, divisive social media is not going to do you any good. It's going to create more anxiety within you. Let it go. There is this part of me that truly believes that my source has it. There are forces at work far too big for me to understand. But what I do understand is if I focus on the things I can't control, I will lose the opportunity to hit the challenges that I can control. If I focus on politics, I'm losing valuable time to help my daughter who just went through a hard divorce. Does that make sense? If you focus on the macro things that you really can't move, you're going to lose the opportunity to impact and affect the things that you can that make a difference. And those are the things that will make a difference. I realized early on that some of my kids have completely different political views as me. And it was really hard for a while. And then I woke up. It's like, it's not mine to change them. It's mine to love them, period. And to love them so fully. And anything I do that's divisive. And as that light, they do look to me and say, Dad, what do you think of this? And they do listen. And they do care. And it's interesting because they actually process this. I had one of them actually reach out and say, Dad, thank you for sharing that. I never thought of it that way. But if you attack people, okay, so this is, what do we talk about? Challenges bring focus, okay? But think about it. If you're focusing on Kingdom 5, that the challenge that happens in the world that you have zero control over, I guarantee that if you write a nasty meme and put it on social media, it will not change the political climate. I guarantee. It is a complete waste of your time. But what did we learn last week or 2 weeks ago? But if you take that same amount of time and you reach out in a loving way to someone, especially someone who disagrees with you, and reach out with pure love, that will have an impact. Is this wisdom? I think so. So watch your focus. Look at your challenges that are forcing the focus, then what do you do with it? And some of it you just brush away. There are people, you have to understand that the media is intentionally trying to make you angry. It is intentionally trying to do it. In fact, there are algorithms written on social media to make you mad. Think about it. Why? Because they're buying and selling your attention and your focus. I'm not making this up, people. I can validate everything I'm saying.
Well, you are the marketing guy.
Yeah. If I get you mad, I can get your attention. Are you going to give your attention to a robot? Are you going to give your attention to an algorithm? We talk about AI. Anyone who watches The Matrix, you know I love it. Diane finally saw it for the first time. It blew her mind. Talk about
Oh, yeah,
living
we know
in
all
the
about the
Matrix.
Matrix.
Guess what? We are the Matrix. There are already computers and programs running that are already telling you how you're going to focus your attention and respond. And they know so much about you. Annalie, they know exactly what you like. And if you like watching pictures of cats, they're going to get your attention. And if you watch the movie Don't F with Cats, they're going to show you people hurting cats. If the love of cats isn't enough, they're going to show you people hurting cats because you'll get obsessed with that. They don't care what they show you, just as long as you're watching. Do you understand that? And every behavior you make on social media is being recorded, and it is being recorded so quickly and adjusted so quickly that they know everything about you. You know that. You've seen that. You look up something and all of a sudden you're seeing it all over the place. They know exactly what you're looking for. We're getting back to, where is your focus? And then what are you doing with that focus? So the month of December, decide where that focus is. Let's make it great. I look forward to seeing many of you on the call on Saturday and the call on Sunday. And
Rick, can you give us a couple more details on registering for the call on Saturday? It's all on Facebook, I know.
The call on Saturday is, yeah, but I mean, I'm going to put a chat link right here.
Yeah.
There's 2 links you can go to. The first one I put up is, let's see, did it work? Oh, it did work. Now I ruined it. Okay, I'll do it again. The first is a Giving Tuesday. And what we're doing with Giving Tuesday, by the way, is how many of you have been out shopping for Christmas presents for your family? Have you done already? Probably online. Imagine if you had to buy Christmas presents for 3,000 kids you don't know. That's what we're in the middle of right now. We're buying Christmas for 2,800 children. And these are kids who won't get Christmas otherwise. So that's what Giving Tuesday is. It's a very expensive thing, but it's well worth it. So if you look at the chat, you'll see the first one is Giving Tuesday. So if you'd like to help buy a Christmas gift, a $25 Walmart card is awesome. And the cards are delivered by caseworkers. What we do, we just keep branching out more and more. So a caseworker will individually develop it. We make sure that things so they're not selling for drugs. And then The Eve of Gratitude is Saturday. And then the angel ceremony, just go to Richard Paul Evans Facebook, my fan page. That's the one with 100,000 people on it. And that's for the Sunday. And what I'll do is I'll post on Cornerstone on our Facebook page, so you can watch all that.
Hey, Rick, in
Yeah.
case they lose the links for Saturday, you'll also be able on Wednesday, I believe, we'll have the registration live up on our website as well.
Okay, not till Wednesday.
Yeah, I think we're still getting a few of the last minute pieces put together before we go live with our new CRM and registration and everything, all right, new and fresh and ready to go, but probably
Yeah.
not till Wednesday. But that's the place you can still go again.
Thank you, Doug. Doug has done a yeoman's job on helping put this together. So Tuesday, of course, is all day, anytime. Saturday is from 6 to 8 Mountain Time is when it runs. And I'm just telling you, I'm really impressed. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. And just watching Paul and the piano guys, but you're going to meet Eros. He's the guy who goes and kicks in doors and saves kidnapped children. He's awesome. You're going to get to see in my home with my wife. She's really sweet. Carrie's really cute. It's fun. It's fun being in this with my wife. For years, she hasn't been. She's actually, believe it or not, she's raised like $500,000 for another charity. And I'm not judging here, but she was just finding her own way. She's finding her own identity. Now it's fun because we're 100% working together on this, which is awesome. And then the angel ceremony is 7 p.m. Now, of course, it's FaceTime, so it will be recorded so you can watch. But if you want to come in and be there live, that's great. And then you can comment and also help support people who are suffering. Because for many people who have lost children right now, especially this year, so many have committed suicide. There are some people who really need at least a virtual hug from you. Trust me, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. It makes a difference. Okay, this is the thing that's so cool about this and intense. The stuff we're doing here is real stuff. You're going to see a video about a girl who was removed from a home, what she went through. I see these kids. I see abusive parents. This is the real thing, huh, Doug? I mean, it's like when you wake up, it's like there are kids behind that door. There are kids who are trafficked. It's like we're right there. I've been on the phone when traffickers were threatening the lives of children. Okay, this is real stuff. This is real. And it's kind of amazing to actually step into the fire and to be there. And we can step in the fire because we've got a great army behind us. We have you. But we're on the cutting edge of the stuff. This is real stuff. And we see the angry children. We see the really grateful children. And they're both amazing and need us. So, Doug, thanks for posting that. The angel, again, is Marcy didn't see it. Just go to my Facebook site. There's actually, if you're not on my Facebook page, go on there. Just go to Richard Paul Evans fan page. Not the one that has like 5,000, 6,000 people, the friend page. Go to the other one. That's the one I live on. And you'll see an event and just sign up for the angel ceremony. That way, I believe it sends a reminder out to you about the event. But it's going to be amazing. I'm excited. But these are opportunities, again, that came to us. So anyway, I need to go cover up the tractor and hit the road. Have an amazing week, Kingdom Organizer family. Please, I'm pleading with you. If you are not using your organizer, get it out now. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. Take time tonight and write down what you want to happen in December. Okay? Write it down, what you want to happen in December and how you're going to make that happen. And then let's make this week amazing. And then I'll see you next Sunday on the Angel Call. And then the next week we'll be back together as a family again. So thank you, everyone.
Thank
Love
you.
you all. Thanks for being here. Michael, thank you. Turn the time back to you.
Drive safe.
Thank
and,
you.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you.
Everyone have an excellent week.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
Right.
Thanks, Rick.
Love you.
You too.
Thank you.